Hi, I've got what I think is going to be another sort of regular IPA from Springdale, Jack Sabby's Ale Brewing sort of arm of their operation, and it's called Am I Right IPA. This was canned on the 13th, so that was 5 days ago, or yeah, 4 days ago. Just released yesterday for the second time they've canned it. That's why I think it's probably gonna be sort of a regular thing. It features Idaho 7, Amarillo, and lemon drop hops. And I don't know really anything about the malt bill. It's 7.3% alcohol, and I had a little taste of it yesterday, but I didn't really get to experience it that much. And I also was able to buy the coconut pineapple version of this one that tasted pretty good. Maybe I'll do a review of that one, but I'm not sure if that's going to be a regular thing they'll make. Hopefully. Let's just jump right into this one. I liked their Good in You IPA a lot that I had, but this one's totally different hops, different alcohol content, and it's way hazier from the can than it was. Ooh, and there are some chunks. I kind of inverted the can a little bit to make sure I got some of the haze, because it wasn't very hazy on tap. Seems like their kegs and cans are really different in haze. This light's a little too intense, though. I feel like it's making it hard to really actually get the right color of this beer. It's pretty hazy. Head's looking good though, and the aroma is quite lemony, but very tropical. It's a really unique mixture of hops in this one, because Idaho 7 has like so many different flavors. You can have berry flavors, melon flavors, lemon drop. Often not a huge fan of that one. It seems to create a little bit of like a Ricola cough drop sort of aroma that I got a little bit out of this one when I first poured it, but now I'm getting plenty of that like kind of grassy, resinous, but clean orange from the Amarillo. Like, that's very strong. The Amarillo is probably the strongest in this beer. Yeah, Amarillo, I often almost get like a weird smoky, resiny, grassy quality from it. And there's some tropical fruit sweetness going on too. And I guess some kind of melon, some cantaloupe, I guess, going on. It's a nice smell, and it's kind of refreshing to have a beer that doesn't have Citra or Mosaic or Galaxy or Nelson or anything like that in it. But the aroma's working pretty well for me right now. Nice and dry. The mouthfeel isn't as full as I was thinking it was going to be, but it's dry and nicely spicy. After all that fruitiness, it's not kind of a sweet hazy IPA. A lot of these ones are pretty sweet. Well, this doesn't have that. Some people might be missing some body, because if it were a little sweeter, it would of course have a little bit more body. But I like all the flavors that they're packing in here, while being a little less sweet than usual. And there's a really brisk, clean bitterness that fades away, and no flaws in this. Really well done. I don't know why some of these Springdale beers aren't getting better ratings. Maybe it's because people want the fuller-bodied, sweeter New England style IPAs, but I feel like the intensity of the flavor and everything is still there. It's just a lot easier to drink. Like, that's what I noticed about their Good New IPA also. Yeah, that's just really refreshing. It's super clean. It doesn't have too much of that the Alchemist Conan yeast thing, where I don't get any of that weird finish. It's kind of biscuity and buttery, or peach cobblery. I'm not getting much burn in the throat like Trillium beers and some Finback beers, and Bissell Brothers that you might get with those ones. It doesn't have the soft, pillowy, and fresh malt characters that Treehouse has, because Treehouse has the magic fairy dust in their beer. But this is really good. It's really good. I'd like to try all their IPAs. And actually, when I was at the brewery, it was their session IPA that was canned actually a month ago that I thought had the best aroma. But this one out of the can is a lot better than on tap. Probably because there's a lot more haze and there's a lot more of the active aroma and flavor compounds living in the haze, basically. Yeah, I like this a lot, especially for a New England IPA that has all this flavor, but kind of in a lower impact. It's not super sweet. It's not overwhelming my mouth with dankness and green qualities too much. It's not so bitter. I'm noticing a little more bitterness building up now, but nothing unpleasant at all. Nothing that'll prevent me from sipping this at a quick rate. Yeah, the only thing I guess is that in comparison to Trillium Street IPAs that is the same alcohol content, doesn't have as much body and sweetness, and it's not, maybe people would say it's not quite as juicy because it's lacking those elements, but for me, I think it's great that I can enjoy this without it being almost a chore to finish. Not that double dry hop Trillium isn't a super big pleasure, but it's taxing on the palate. This is, I guess, not so taxing, but just full of all these different flavors, and it's pretty complex, and these 3 hops are working really well together. And the lemon drop isn't too strong. I mean, I'm getting a little bit of a Ricola, like a very slight lemon, not quite minty thing going on. I think is coming from the lemon drop especially. But this is really nice. I would give this, probably a 90. And I'm excited to try the pineapple coconut one out of the can, because the coconut was pretty strong. But I like coconut, and it's just starting to show up in some of these hazy IPAs, like Smooth Beats Miami from Finback, that I think we're gonna get up here next week or the week after that, which is one of my favorites. So we'll say 90 bags of popcorn, 4.5 bags of popcorn for, am I right?